So today we're going to take a look at Paper Rex versus Team Secret that happened yesterday in the APAC region to qualify for Copenhagen. And well, we saw a big time Yoru diff on bind, and I wanted to show you all because it is a lot of fun to watch, as Paper Rex normally are. So let's take a look at this, and we'll start with round number 2. Paper Rex are on the attacking side, Team Secret on the defensive side, and we have Forsaken here with the shorty. Actually, as you can see, Paper Rex lost the pistol, and so they don't have any guns. And normally we don't show round 2s on this channel because not much happens, but this time let's take a look at what happens. Okay, so they start towards A. As you can see, they get a Fade Haunt in here, they send the Boombot in there, they start creating a lot of pressure towards Shower, and actually Team Secret have also decided to kind of commit towards Shower and play more passively towards Short. But because they don't have any guns, really, they don't have anything really to lose in this round, you know, Forsaken just goes for it, right? He just goes for a TP towards you all and kind of just hopes that no one's there. And in this case, no one is there. He just is able to walk in there for free. Whilst that's going on, Jing is actually able to get a kill with the Frenzy, but does get traded out. So we end up in a 4v4. The smokes come down. Everything looks kind of normal from the side of Team Secret, like it's just a normal execute. But as we can see, Forsaken is already deep into their spawn. He hears this Yoru, of course. The opposing Yoru already run up in there, and actually Team Secret managed to get the next couple kills. The thing is, of course, Forsaken's right here with a shorty, and poor Dubstep, he thinks he's doing everything right. He's got a Vandal, he's playing super far back, right? He thinks everything's safe, but it's not, because Forsaken is able to just get that kill there, and we end up in this 2v3. Still, they're in a 2v3. Forsaken now does have a rifle with no shields, but Benkai still has absolutely nothing to his name, and they don't have the spike either. So, you know, still not an ideal situation. Obviously, Team Secret still both in here, but, you know, do have to feel the pressure that Forsaken could come there, but they do have the turret that's kind of watching this way. So what happens is that we get the stun in there. Benkai tries to swing, but Borkum is able to get him, and so we end up with Forsaken in a 3v1. But this is Forsaken, so he's able to get that first kill, and then does that. Now he sends his gate crash towards the teleporter. He goes down to 4 HP. He knows obviously where Borkum is, who plays very well to kind of wait for his Sova to kind of catch up with him. But Forsaken just takes the spike and TPs to the other side, and because this teleporter goes off the sound of where it is, they don't really realize what's gone on until Forsaken has already got the spike down. So he gets a lot of time played for his side there, just from that alone, right? And so now, still 2v1, right? 4 HP. The two Team Secret players actually decide to split up in this instance and go their separate ways. And Forsaken obviously heard the Brim come through the teleport. He hears him running, and so he just spams the wall and gets the kill there. We end up in a 1v1. He repositions, you know, waits essentially to come behind this wall, knows where the spike is, starts getting pinged by his team, and the time is running down, right? Because obviously it took some while for them to get here. They had to go across the entire map, and so Forsaken is able to clutch out the 1v3 with the Yoru, and really only Yoru could have won this round, and really probably only Forsaken could have won this round as well. And now let's come to round number 4, and in this round what we're going to see is some early showers control as Jing double blast backs in. You see we got both the Yoru flash and a breach flash in here to get this early control, and so Jing does get early showers control, and they get deep in towards showers there. And then what's going on at the same time is we've got this Yoru gate crash that's coming out here that's going to land about down there somewhere. We've got the fake Yoru coming in there, and we're about to get something pretty crazy going on, because as you can see, we got Forsaken. He's going to throw his flash down here. We're going to get a breach stun down here. We're going to get a Fade Haunt on top of this. That Yoru flash is going to come all the way down here somewhere, and he's going to teleport in behind it, right? And that is exactly what happens. And we also get these really deep smokes on the side. I don't think I've ever seen anyone do these smokes before. Really quite interesting. Yeah, they're going to be completely caught unawares. As you can see, the flash comes off there. This raise is going to get revealed by the Haunt that's on top of this. And, well, Yoru is down here. And if you don't believe me, let's take a look at the map. There is our Yoru, and he's about to get 2 kills. Now, he actually gets unlucky, right? Because normally, a lot of the time, it might only be 2 people there that he just killed. Unfortunately, there is a 3rd person there as well, and the trade comes out from Borkum, but still really, really nice on the whole. Then Borkum is just able to beat Jing in that fight there, and slip away into the night, but Mindfreak kills him. They get the breach ult off just to try and secure it, but they've heard this Yoru take the teleporter here, so they know that the Yoru is coming behind them, so they decide to basically run away. and take the teleporter themselves and go across to the other side of the map, which they do, as you can see. But the thing is, they don't quite know where this Sova is. I think the Sova is there before perhaps they expect it, and he gets the first kill. But then Benkai is able to trade it out, and we end up in a 2v1. But now they've heard the Yoru obviously running here towards Hooker as well. And so again, I mean, there's plenty of time left in the round, of course. So again, they decide, okay, let's just TP again. But actually, Dubstep kind of was ahead of the game here. He had already started walking back himself. And so he is going to get there, I think, a bit quicker than perhaps they might fully realize. As they send the Fade Haunt out, and Benkai is going to plant the spike. But as you can see, Dubstep is already here. And so now he's trying to isolate the fights, right? I don't think you can see that Benkai's jiggle picking this. I don't think he knows just how close Dubstep truly is. And so he manages to get the first kill, but Benkai is able to get the last one there and manages to win the round. And now let's come to round number 6, and this one is really quite cool, the idea that Paper Rex have, because they're going to come towards B, but you can see we've got our Yoru all here, all alone towards this A site, but they do have the Yoru ult, so let's see how they manage to use it. So you see we got this early B pressure, the Boombot and whatnot, and we're about to come to our Yoru here, who obviously shoots the Boombot, sees that he's in a bit of trouble, sends out the fake Yoru, gets the lineup ready, and does send out that lineup, but whilst that's going on, we have the Sova drone coming through the teleporter of the other side that actually does manage to tag him. So obviously in a bit of trouble here. Raze Nade is going to come in, but Forsaken's going to use his ult and then use his Gate Crash whilst inside of his ult. So he's managed to get here, and he's just going to go running into spawn. Really, really cool idea. These players don't really, you know, have much idea of what's going on, or really anything they can really do about it. And then they have a really cool idea here where they're going to send in the Fade ult towards this. And so the idea here is, of course, that this Fade ult is going to deafen anyone on site so that they don't hear that this Yoru is actually coming behind them in their spawn. What a cool little trick that is to try and pull, going all the way around and coming up behind them when they have absolutely no idea. Really, really cool idea. The only problem is they're against the Yoru themselves, so the Yoru actually, the other Yoru actually teleports into here, and Forsaken, you know, that kind of ruins the plan. He sees him, so instead Forsaken just decides, okay, I'll just flash him instead. So he does, and in comes a stun to try and help as well, but eventually a bit whiffy there, but he does manage to get the kill, and now he comes round into elbow, right, and then a Fade Haunt comes in that sees Dispenser as well here, who eventually does just retreat. We're into a 4v4 now, but they get control of the site. And then what's going to happen is we're going to get a Breach Flash up here, just there, and that blinds them, and we get a 1-for-1 trade as Forsaken is able to hit that shot. So we end up in a 3v3, but they come out and they catch Dispenser off. They kind of just challenge him as a team, and they manage to get that kill as well. Brimult comes out to stop the plant, 3v2 now. That gives time for this Raze to rotate to the other side. And you know, they're a bit concerned. And at first, when I was watching this, I was a bit concerned that, you know, this Brim had managed to push a bit deeper than anyone can really see. You can see they're checking every other angle, it seems. But in comes a Raze ult as well. Really nice stun from the side of from Paper Rex. They get the stun. Devi gets the kill on Borkum there. My Freak swings with the stun, and they manage to get the round. And now let's come to round number 8. And on this round, we're going to start off with Paper Rex trying to just get some early control towards this B side. They're going to go relatively quick. They send the Prowler in, they send the Boombot in, they get this early control. But then Jink's going to get hit by the Recon Dart, the Sova ult as well. He does really well to actually avoid it with his blastbacks there, as he was in a lot of trouble. But the Sova ult does manage to get 2 tags, so a couple of players are pretty low. But then they're just going to send it basically again, right? They're going to get this Fade Haunt in there. They're going to send in the Breach ult as well. So in comes a Breach ult. They're going to get a Fade Haunt up here, and they're just going to send it in off the Breach ult. Maybe went a bit early this time. Their coordination maybe a bit off this time, but it doesn't really matter. They still work it well enough. They send in the Brim ult as well. Benkai kind of just has a good feeling the Dispenser is there, so he manages to get that kill. Jin gets the kill on Borkum as well, who was trying to come through the TP and flank. And so knowing that these rotates will probably come in, they decide again, let's just take the TP and go to the other side. And honestly, Paper Rex used the TP, I think, a lot more, which does make sense with the Yoru, because you can do some interesting things with it. And we get the Yoru ult, and we get some amazing value from this Yoru ult as well, because this Yoru ult is going to spot all 3 players. And when you get to spot all 3 players and where they are, that's a massive help, right? Because you don't have to check any other corners. So really impactful Yoru ult for them, and that meant that Jing could, you know, just lurk up behind and basically, you know, almost guarantee this round. Get a nice flash there. Forsaken gets a kill off that, and now, you know, I mean, the round is already a 5v2, but it's pretty much unlosable at this point. He manages to get that kill, does get traded out, and I just want you to watch Devi's face here as he is ready just to doing the war scream, but they both actually do that, and they decide, okay, maybe let's not throw this round completely. Obviously, they were 6-1 up and in a 4v1, so you can understand they were just having some fun with it. But then guess what? Forsaken is gonna, once the time is kind of elapsed enough, he is gonna come hunting for this kill, and he does manage to get it as well. So another nice round there from Paper Rex. And now let's come to round number 10, and what we're gonna get in this round is an early gate crash coming down here. We get a brim smoke from the defensive side. But we're about to get Forsaken doing the old little flash in here into a breach stun that's coming in as well. So you can see that Borkum was both flashed and stunned. So a breach stun has come down here from Benkai from towards short. A flash has come in here from the Yoru, the TP in. And then guess what? Forsaken is going to manage to win that fight. And so they get the first kill just like that. He then gets the ult orb for his ult. But actually now Paper X decide to just slow things down. This is pretty uncommon for this game. In general, they played pretty quick. But they just decide to completely pause here, make sure that nothing is kind of you know, coming around, make sure that nothing is kind of, you know, flanking them or anything like that. So they just hold their positions for this little while. They have the Yoru ult and they are going to use it. They're going to send a gate crash in time towards this A site again and then pop the ult, and basically we're going to see that this Yoru ult is really quite impactful, particularly in the pro game where, you know, working with perfect information is really useful. You see that the gate crash goes in. We're going to get the Yoru ult come in. He's going to use the gate crash to get further ahead and then just clear all of sight, basically, you know, just come all the way through, basically clear every single bit of the site and allow his teammates to just walk in, right? And again, there's a bunch of corners now that they don't have to check. We see that they get the first kill there, and they're just in onto the site, right? Raise nade goes towards heaven. Brim molly comes in here. There's no entering in onto the site. Jing double blast specs in towards heaven and just like catches the lip of it there and manages to get that kill as well. We end up in a 5v2, and that's pretty much how Paper Rex play, right? And that Yoru ult just securing them the site, very, very impactful, right? They get the first kill off a flash and whatnot and into the stun. Just very, very good from them on the whole, and we're just going to actually see a save come out from Team Secret. And then finally, let's come to round number 15. You can see the score is 12-2 at this point, and Paper Rex just wanted to end it. This is actually their bonus round, but you can see they just wanted to end it. It starts off with the fake Yoru going out, the gate crash going out as well, and Forsaken's going to send out this TP. You see the breach stun is coming down here, so we've got breach stun, flash, we've got the gate crash that he's about to use as well, and he actually only has a judge, but let's take a look at it because he manages to get the first kill there. Then he actually gets his ult, right? We send out the aftershock in there as well, so they get to see where he is. So Mindfreak's able to use that as well. They see the third player here as well. Forsaken tries to get him but doesn't quite, but Mindfreak never stopped pressing W either, so he's actually able to run all the way up behind the Yoru and find that kill as well. We end up in this 4v2 already. And well, then they actually just go back to normal defending as they don't know where these last players are. But Mindfreak's gonna manage to win that fight as well. We end up in a 4v1. They see this last player, JC Vash, and yeah, they're just gonna go hunting him down in this 3v1 down to 19 HP. And they figure out where he is after he shoots this dart, and then they just go hunting for him as they wanted this thing to be over. As you can see, I mean, Jing's about to blast back and try and steal that last kill, but it is Mindfreak who gets it, and Paper Rex go to Copenhagen, and they actually today managed to also win the grand final, so they will be going straight into the playoffs, which is a bit of a shame, really, because I actually really want to see them just play as much as I can, because they are a lot of fun.